So, from burden to brilliance, how do we get there? Has anybody ever felt like you had a burden to carry? Have you ever felt like you were the burden? That wasn't in the notes. Yeah, burden is, when I heard this, I loved it. It was like burden to brilliance. And I think that it is through the burden sometimes that we do find the brilliance. I know in my life, I definitely know that I found, through all of the burden, I found the brilliance. And I was so grateful in hindsight. People say, how do you get through it? How do you get through it? And I said, well, you get through it by gratitude eventually. But while you're in it, you have a lot of things to say that don't sound so pretty about what went on. But I have this wonderful message from Ernest Holmes, who's the founder. And if you look at him in the back room when you walk in, you see his picture. And he doesn't really look like a party animal, I'll tell you that. He looks, because when I first heard about him and I would hear his messages, I was thinking, he's pulling in 10,000 people at a time, and wow. And it wasn't, I was listening, I was going, I'm sure what he was saying was great, but it didn't seem that exciting. So it does show that the contents will move forward no matter what. So he says, how often do we feel burdened, as if life's challenges rest solely on our shoulders? Ernest Holmes reminds us that it is not the truth of who we really are. Our only real task is to allow Spirit to flow through us. We are not here to force outcomes or carry the world. We are here to trust the divine intelligence within us. And I don't know about any of you, and it all sounds good, doesn't it? When you come somewhere, it's like, and Spirit's moving through, and everybody's like, yeah, I love it, I love that feeling. And then we go out into our world, and we deal with some maybe diagnoses or those checkbooks that don't look as pretty at the end of the month as you would like them to look, or people are not treating us the way we think we should be treated. And all of that stuff, as we were talking this morning, sometimes I catch myself in the middle of that little quibbling stuff going, really? There's something about evolving. Your self-talk gets easier, but it's not as pretty as it was when I was making it all up. Because I will get that divine urge that will say, knock it off. You have a life to live. You have a life to live. Robin Sharma says, turn your mess into a message and your burden into brilliance. Ooh, have you ever turned your mess into a message? Ooh, I've been through some messes. Yeah, nobody in this room has, because I know that's why I'm tanning off of your glow. Because you guys are wonderful. I had something that happened, I want to use it as a metaphor, but one thing that, back to the cottages that just popped in. Rita was like this, secret guru this last 3 days for me personally. She had a question for everything that I thought I was just really pronouncing. I really had it down, What'd you hear of this one? And she goes, I have a question for you. And I knew I was in trouble. Because she would say, I said, what we have to do with the center and the center and the center and the center. And she said, okay, that's fine. But what do you want? And all of a sudden, it's just, how do you see the next years unfolding for Patrick? And I was, damn, that's good. And I was right in the middle of a Costco dog. And I went, wow. So I wiped the mustard off my face and I went, that's a good one. Then she moves on. So now I have lots to journal about. So then every night, just to say, well, I won't tell everything that we do when we go to bed, but I will tell you this, that when we're in bed, we say the things that we're grateful for before we go off to sleep. And she does hers, I do mine. And so the next morning, I'm going, and I'm grateful for this, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for that. And she's not going on, and she looks over at me with the guru face on. And she goes, do you feel grateful? And so I called my lawyer immediately. I said, this is over. No, but she said, do you feel grateful? And do you know what? I'm very grateful, but I was not feeling grateful in that moment. It was just lip service. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the cottages. I'm grateful for... And I thought I was feeling it, but nothing we do, nothing we can manifest can come unless we actually feel it. And I really appreciate it. I'm not the king of wanting your feedback, but I'm going to tell you something. I enjoyed that feedback because it really made me think how many times I react or we respond and we're not totally connected to what we're actually feeling. Or we might tell the truth a little more, right? So I was talking to a friend about theater. Anybody have theater background, prepared for stuff? Yeah, it doesn't have to be theater, but I was talking to this person and she really made me think because she was talking about how much she loved acting and how much she loved doing that work. And she loved the rehearsal. She loved the rehearsal. And I said, well, what about, the performance stuff? Not so much. And I went, this is fascinating. I can use this in a talk. And months later, I am doing that because all of a sudden I went, because coming from it, I loved my rehearsals when I was an actor for 20 years. I loved them. And the biggest thing I loved was going and finding the character and discovering everything about this character and start to envelop this character and what they did and their likes and to become it. And that's what we do in spirituality. The things that we really want to have, that future self, that alignment that we want, is by becoming the very thing that we think and want and choose in our life. And I was thinking about this rehearsal process, and I was thinking, then I crossed it over to us. You see, the rehearsal process is safe because you can make mistakes. You cannot sing the right key. You can lose your lines. You can be in the middle of the sing, and then you scream out, what? Line. Wouldn't you love to do that in life when you're confused? You just walk around, you go, I don't know what to do. Line. So I got this whole metaphor of this acting rehearsal thing, and so I went, okay, so you're safe. And that's what we do sometimes I'll take another class, I'll figure it out a little bit more. What do you really want? I'm not sure. I'm going to take about another 7 or 8 more workshops, and then I'll figure out what it is that I really want. I'll go into meditation for 2 hours instead of an hour, and I'll find out what I want. Because once we find out what we want, and once we've learned our lines, and once we have the costumes, and once we are ready for opening night. And I don't know about any of you, but I loved opening night, but you're shaking, man, because you can't hide behind your rehearsals anymore. And that's what we do in life. At least I do that in life. So what do you do? And this month we're talking all about opening up. And so there is something about, you've done all your rehearsing. You've done all of your work. You've done, almost all of your forgiving. You've almost done it all. And you go, I'm ready. I'm ready. Don't you think we should have one more rehearsal before we actually go on? And then when we go on, that'll be... And I really sat there with it. And I saw that opening night when you can't fall back on anything else. And that's when life becomes real. That's when you can't hide behind the line. And you have to watch the curtain open up, just like life does. And say, it's your turn. Whatever you've been hiding behind, and it's time now. And you hear it start. And you walk out onto that stage. And the light comes up on you. And you are vulnerable. You're transparent. You're real. All the armor is off, and you just stand there and say, I'm ready. I'm ready to let you see who I am. Who I am. And I don't know about any of you, but right now it feels kind of warm and fuzzy, and right underneath the warm and fuzzy, it feels like I'll be right back. And that's the work I've been doing in the quantum field. It's been wonderful. I've been bouncing over there, and my future self is looking good, by the way. My future self is all out there going, what do you need? What do I need to know? And it says, step out. Move it. Move this away. Move that away. Dare to go first. There's a lot of life right now asking individuals, like everyone in this room, in your own way, to go forward. And sometimes you don't have an ensemble. Sometimes it's just a piece that you must do for yourself, by yourself, but never, ever, ever alone. Because what you have out there, you're thinking you need to show all the rehearsal and look at my but inside it says, I got you. Do you know who you are and what you are? So when the diagnosis comes up, the financial stuff, the person says, I used to love you, but now I don't anymore, goodbye. You can stand there and feel all you need to feel and still say, yes, this is who I am. This is who I am. I'm looking right now, and no matter what you're thinking, within you, without you, whatever you're thinking of me, well, whatever you're thinking of me, I'm positive it's fabulous. And when it's not, that's okay too. That's self-love. That's what I'm learning. Is self-love is, I got you. If the whole world turns away, I got you. When the world is scary out there, I got you. When we all need each other, we'll be there for each other. But not if we have been our worst enemy. We will just be taking an enemy into the camp of love. So that's it for me. I mean, something light and breezy I wanted to bring to you today. But I do want to end you with this quote. Every burden contains the seed of brilliance. The question is not what happened to you, but what's ready to emerge because of it. Namaste.